Hey, welcome back to a video where I thought I'd give you a bit of an insight into some of the things which I found quite annoying since having my circumcision, be it just over 2.5 weeks ago now. Some of the issues which I've found which have been very annoying and a little bit, you know, a bit interfering with your everyday life. Number one, the most annoying thing I've found so far, and anyone who's been circumcised will certainly appreciate this one in the early days, trying to go toilet. Now this is really frustrating because where there is swelling from the operation, when you try to go toilet, I'll warn you now, it will go anywhere it likes. It just sprays out in every direction possible. So the idea of standing at a urinal and trying to go toilet, yeah, you better hope there's no one standing next to you, otherwise they could get a soaking from that. Way I've dealt with that is by sitting on the toilet and going toilet that way. Now, as the swelling, I understand, starts going down, it gets a little bit easier, and certainly over the first week I was sitting down to go toilet, but since then I've been able to stand up and it generally does go in the right direction now, so that's great. Another side of things which has been very frustrating and probably one of the worst, actually, to be honest with you, is actually the nighttime erections. Now, in the first week or certainly 2 weeks after the operation, where the stitches are still very much in and holding the skin tight, when you go to sleep and you have no control in your body, but during the night you get these erections which, wow, wakes you up with a sudden pain. It's where the skin is sort of tugging on those stitches, and it certainly does wake you up. Now that pain isn't like excruciating, but it certainly is stinging. And you know, straight away as soon as you feel the pain, the erection does itself subside, and you know, it does come a little bit easier. But it's frustrating as hell. You have no control of your body overnight, as I said, and throughout the night you could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different erections throughout the night, and there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to grin and bear it, and the pain comes, it goes, it comes, it goes. But that starts, you know, as the stitches start coming out, I've found it's actually become less painful. It's no longer a pain. So I'm 2.5 weeks in now. It's no longer a pain. However, there is one stitch I still have, which is at the very bottom where the frenulum is. During the night, when I do have these nighttime erections, it just feels tight. Slight little tingle where that stitch is still, but that stitch is coming loose, so it's no longer a pain, but it's a lot of tightness around the skin. Which is, you know, I understand once that stitch comes out and things go on, that will start easing up. That kind of sort of coincides with the other annoying thing which I've found post circumcision, and that is just swelling. It feels like your penis is doubled in size in terms of the swelling. Now, you're told, and you know, the best way around it is to wear tight boxers whenever you're going out and about, because it holds things in place. Now, I don't wear the skinny jeans, however, I wear normal jeans, and when I've got the tight boxers on and normal jeans, it feels swelled up in there. So when you're walking, you can certainly feel that swelling rubbing against your jeans as you walk. Now, some would say, why don't you wear joggers? Why don't you wear other things? But yeah, I'm a jean type of guy, jeans and t-shirt guy, so I prefer to wear jeans. I wear joggers to go to the gym. So when I'm out and about seeing my friends in pubs, restaurants, going to the shops, I just prefer to wear jeans. And yeah, it just feels a little bit where the swelling is and the tightness, it just seems a lot bigger in that area, and it just seems to rub a lot more when I'm walking. The way I've got around that, and I'm still doing it now, I don't wear a bandage for normal day-to-day things. However, when I'm going for long walks, like the other day I was in the office, so I have to commute into London, I put a gauze around the swelling itself just to kind of give it a little bit of padding to stop that pain really from where it's touching the trousers and bits and pieces as I'm walking. But again, it's not a painful feeling, it's just an uncomfortable feeling. But yeah, I understand, again, over the next few months that swelling will start subsiding, and as that goes on, I hope that gets a bit better as we go. Now, with the swelling comes the other annoying thing, which everybody will experience, certainly, you know, if you've had an operation due to medical conditions where the foreskin doesn't pull back properly, and that is sensitivity of the glands. Now, because your glands are now exposed every day, there is a higher sensitivity in that area, and wow, it really is very sensitive. So this is something which unfortunately everybody will have to go through. There's no really easy way of dealing with this. Certainly in the first week or so, it's hypersensitive, and so even the merest touch of the gland is not painful, but it certainly it feels weird. It feels very, very strange. I mean, now a couple of weeks in, it starts desensitizing very slightly, so it doesn't feel as bad to touch now. Certain parts of the glands, more the underside, is certainly more sensitive than the top side. That's probably different for every person, but for me that is the most sensitive area. So when I've got my boxer shorts on or tight briefs on, it's actually okay because it keeps everything from moving. It doesn't hurt now. There's no sensitivity in that way. It's fine. The sensitivity I have is again in the night. So where I'm no longer wearing briefs in the night to try and air the area to try and help with the healing process even further. The glands kind of, as you roll into your side, obviously moves and touches the bed sheets and bits and pieces, and there is that sensitivity there at all. But it's not uncomfortable. It's just, it kind of wakes you up and goes, oh, I'm here. I'm still sensitive, and it's just taking a little bit longer to desensitize. Now, the best ways of desensitization, I think that's up to, it's a personal basis. However, I found ways I've been doing it is I have been airing it as much as possible, and during the day I will do some, I'll say exercises, I suppose, like touching the glands throughout the day to try and get it used to, being touched and being moved around. And so it's kind of desensitizes a bit there, and hope over the next couple of weeks, I'm sure by the time I get to the 6-week barrier, it will be more desensitized in a way that it doesn't feel so, every time something touches it, you get that, will it get sensitivity or will it not? The other thing as well, another thing which is also annoying, is I like to have my Sunday baths. It's just something I've always done. It's just something for me to relax, certainly ahead of going to work the following week, where you just want to have a nice chill out before you have to go through the next week of work and bits and pieces. So in the first 3 weeks, you're advised not to take any baths. You can take showers, but no baths. So I don't get that relaxation. However, this weekend is my 3rd week since post-operation, so I'm looking forward to, hopefully by Sunday, be having my first bath, which would be lovely. I'll be able to relax and chill out before the next week of work. But all in all, I mean, they're kind of the most annoying things I've found so far since post-circumcision, so nothing untoward. However, when you kind of are told to go start this process, your surgeon tells you some things, but I'm finding in reality it's only half of what actually really goes on. Some of the documentation I was given actually said within 10 days you're going to be healed and perfectly fine. That's really not true at all. I think it's not. They call it a minor operation. Yes, it might be minor in terms of a surgeon's work. It takes half hour, 45 minutes to do it. But the recovery certainly isn't minor. It certainly is more long-winded, and it certainly is definitely not a 10-day healing process. And if you're thinking in 10 days you're going to be out running the streets and back to normality, then it's just not going to happen. It certainly is a minimum of a couple of months, I'm guessing, before real normality comes back to play. But I would have said maybe like where I am now, I'm able to move about with mindful things. I'm not fully healed yet. It still is still in the process, but I'm hoping as we go on in the next month, they say 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, you should be at a stage of a lot more healing down the lines and normality recovering. And at that point, they even say at 4 to 6 weeks, you can return back to sexual activity. Again, that's one of the other issues you will come very annoying, is that there is no sexual activity, including masturbation, for 4 to 6 weeks minimum. And for any guy out there, not being able to even masturbate for that length of time is certainly a challenge. And you've got to find ways of distracting yourself. So choosing the right programs, not watching those films which have the kinky scenes. Otherwise, it does have frustration which you can't do anything about. There are people out there, I'm sure, who are doing that within the 6 week side of things. But I'm erring on the side of cautious. I don't really want to go backwards on this. I've come this far now. I certainly don't want to reopen any wounds. I don't want any infections. Don't want any of those side of things. And I think for the next, I've got another, what, 3.5 weeks to go to hit the 6-week mark. It's worth just, you know, just grinning and bearing it, and finding other ways of distracting. And that's just my opinion. You know, other people will have different views on that side of things. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope anyone, let's say anyone's going through this process is you know, these videos are actually helping you. If you have any questions or comments you'd like me to answer again, or put a video on, then please put in the comments section below, and I will do my best to answer them as soon as I can. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching.